Teres Menachem, Sefer Mamar Vehu Gimel, in the Mamar Vehu Oimeid of Shabbos Pashas Vayera Chav Cheshvan Tafshin Gimel, and we are on page Chav Tes, and we are 6 lines from the bottom of the page. The page starts b'malchus. We're up to the full stop. The Rebbe is in the middle of describing the spiritual dynamic of the inner meaning of the physical act of bringing a korban, a sacrificial offering. The Rebbe explained that the Beis Hamikdash and Mishkan are set out physically to correspond to the spiritual, to their spiritual counterparts, the Kodesh HaKadosh and the Holy of Holies being the realms of infinity, those that precede the realm of Atzilus. The Heichal, the Oimeid, corresponds to the realm of Atzilus, of emanation, and the Chotzer, the courtyard, corresponds to Elam Mizbeach, the realms of Bri, Yitzira, and Asiya, which are generally in the bracket of the created. And he explained that we brought the korban, the sacrificial offering, onto the Mizbeach, the altar that stood in the outer courtyard, which the Mizbeach representing Malchus of Atzilus, the last of the 10 divine attributes of Atzilus, of the world of emanation, but not as it is part of Atzilus, but rather as it becomes a source for Bri, Yitzira, and Asiya, for the realms of Bri, Yitzira, and Asiya. And we offered up the animal onto the altar, onto the Mizbeach, which is, and then the Rebbe explained the idea of the fire that came from above, the lion, which corresponds to the Pnei Ari Shebemerkava, the face of the lion in the celestial throne. So, and what is the spiritual aspect of the actual animal? That's Pnei Shiur Shebemerkava, the face of the ox from the celestial throne. What is the order? Let me just preface this by saying one point. One of the fundamental concepts in Kabbalah and Chassidus is the idea of Shviras HaKelim, the breaking up of the vessels, which is, before we know that there are it's well known that there are the 4 realms, Atzilus, or in ascending order, Asiya, Yitzira, Bria, and Atzilus, right? Asiya, the world of action, the realm of action, our realm. Yitzira, the world of formation. Bria, the world of creation, and Atzilus, the world of emanation. Those are generally the 4 realms that are discussed in Chassidus and Kabbalah. They are preceded, Atzilus is preceded by a realm called Olam HaTohu, the world of chaos, in contrast to the realm that follows it, which is Atzilus, which is referred to as Olam HaTikun, the world of order, of fixing, as it were. What happened in the world of chaos? Every realm, you have the realm itself, and you have the divine attributes, the spheres, the energies within that realm, which consist of 10. Chachma through Chesed, Chachma through Malchus. Those divine attributes, as it were, those faculties, are made up of an Oyer and a Kli, a giving energy and a regulating energy. And when they work together, they function properly, just like a body and a soul. So the energy, the giving energy, has to be commensurate to the withholding energy, to the regulating energy. If it is too powerful, the regulator can't handle it, the vessel can't handle it. It explodes, it blows apart. Conversely, if it's too small, if it's too weak, if it's weaker, then there's less energy that comes through, as it were. In Olam HaTohu, in the world of chaos, what happened was the energies were too powerful for the receptors to receive. They were quantitatively more, so to speak, but more so qualitatively so. They were of a nature that the kalim, the regulators, the withholders, the receptors could not handle. The receptacles couldn't handle. So what happened? They broke apart. And they fragmented. Of course, these are all metaphors for spiritual phenomena. They broke apart and they fell. Where? Below. Some fragments fell into the world of emanation. Some fragments fell into the world of creation, formation, and action. And from each of these fragments, in each of these realms, that realm was made up. So Atzilus was made up from the fragments of, in other words, when the fragments broke up, you had the finer fragments and the coarser fragments. The finer fragments were used to build Atzilus, to build the world of emanation. But that was built properly. Who built it? Hashem built it. But He fixed it. He fixed it all. So it's called Olam HaTikun, the world of Tikun, of order, a fixed world. Fixed not in the sense of being immovable, but rather fixed in the sense of not being broken. Right? Repaired. Exactly. I'm sorry. That's a better translation. Repaired. Who repaired it? Hashem. Bria. Okay, it was repaired to an extent, but some was left over. Yitzira, even less was left over. Left out of being repaired. And Asiya, even more, was left out from being repaired. And of course, our job is to fix those aspects that haven't yet been repaired. Bringing a korban is part of that process. In fact, every mitzvah that He does, all the good deeds that we do and so on, is part of that process of fixing, of repairing those fragments. And that's why we talk about things being done in this lowest realm, but that same thing happening correspondingly in the upper realms, in the areas that correspond to these things in the lower realms that need to be repaired. So v'haseder b'zehu, the order is shalidei hakravas habehema agashmis, through offering up the physical animal, nichleles hi b'pnei shev shebiyitzira, it becomes subsumed, included into the pnei shev, the face of the ox that's in the realm of Yitzira, the world of formation. And through the consumption of the animals, meaning to say the angels, as it were, who are referred to as animals, as we say in Bichas Krishma, right? We're referring to angels here. Through the fact that they consume the korban in the realm of formation, meaning to say they take the divine fragments that are embedded within this korban, within this sacrificial offering, and lift it and draw it in through the fact that they consume it. That causes the ascent up to the world of creation, the realm above it. And through the refinement that takes place in the realm of creation, that causes the ascent of these divine energies from these fragments into Malchus of Atzilus, the lowest of the 10 divine attributes of the world of emanation, as it becomes a source for Bri Yitzira Asiyah. So now the Rebbe fleshes it out even more. The idea is this: the root of physical matter is from the breaking up of the vessels from the world of chaos. And there are two modes of refinement that takes place in these fragments from Toyu, from the world of chaos, that were broken up and that fell into the various realms, depending on the quality of the fragment. What are these two modes of refinement? Again, the process that we need to accomplish is to refine these fragments, to lift them back up into an orderly and repaired state. So there are two modes of this refinement, this repair that takes place. Biru shemel maila lamata or biru shemel mata lamaila. There is a refinement that takes place from above to below and from below to above. These are the two modes. What does it mean from above to below? By Hashem's initiative. Hashem does it. From below to above means our initiative. What does that mean? So the Rebbe explains. Habiru shemel maila lamata, top of page Lamed. The refinement from above to below, Hashem's initiative, is be'ofen shala'achri hashvira, Shenafal HaKoil, after, it's in such a mode, in such a manner that after the breaking apart, when everything fell, total chaos, etc. From the more refined ones, what happened was the world of creation came about. What was left over, the less refined, fell into the world of formation. Then there was an additional refinement or repair. And it became part of the world of formation. And what remained, the coarsest of all, fell into the world of action. And there was an additional refinement, an additional repair. It became part of the world of action.
You say was, is this happened once or it's continuous?
Good question. It's a question that I asked my mashpia a very long time ago in yeshiva. Because if the world of Toyu, the world of chaos is a realm that exists, so this process of Shvira, they didn't suddenly become orderly. It's still going on. But he explained to me that there are certain things that happen, even though it continues, there's certain things that happen that are relevant to our job in this physical world. So even though it might happen again, but now it's not relevant to us. So what was relevant to us is that one time breaking up, as it were. Okay? So the other fragments that happen as a result of Toyu existing are not, in other words, the fragments, the broken fragments are not constantly refilled. Okay? Once we do the job, we do the job. It's repaired. So far as we're concerned. So this is the birur, the refinement, the repair that takes place from above to below. The refinement, the repair that takes place from below to above. What is the idea? Through man's service of Hashem in the world of action, that causes the refinement, the repair in the realm of Asiyah, in the realm of action. And from the refined of it, what happens from what the person does? That becomes part now of the world of formation. Through the refinement, through the repair that takes place in the world of formation as a result of man's actions in the world of creation. Then continues on from the most refined, what happens is that becomes part of the world of creation. And through the refinement and repair in the world of creation, from the most refined of it, that goes up until the aspect of Malchus of Atzilus, the lowest of the 10 divine attributes in the realm of emanation. So where does our repair reach up to through our action down here? Up until Malchus of Atzilus, the lowest of the 10 divine attributes of the world of emanation. What does that mean? The Rebbe continues even further. If there was already a repair that took place from above to below, meaning to say it's Hashem's initiative, right? Then why do we need to repair? Why do we need our repair? So the Rebbe explains that there are two types of repairs that need to take place. That although there was a repair that Hashem repaired on his own initiative when he created the worlds, nevertheless, he did it so far as the interior aspects of the realms are concerned. Our job is to do that in the exterior aspect. And the Rebbe will continue to explain this.